Welcome. This is our time to meet as community and practice with Medicine Buddha. So I am happy to be here and happy to be in practice with you. I'm not Lama Rod. All of you know that immediately. And this is a community-led practice week. My name is Sharon Hill, and I'll be your practice leader today. We will take about an hour, and the first 15 minutes will be me talking to give people a chance to join, but also to get us on one accord so we can settle in and give ourselves permission to just take this hour to be in the presence of the deity. This is Medicine Buddha's time. At least that's how I think of it. And I invite you to try that on, thinking of this as a sacrament, a time that you offer to Medicine Buddha to be in practice with community of like-minded practitioners, all of us here to be free and to support others in liberation and freedom. So get your body as physically comfortable as you can in the space. And maybe take a few deep breaths and release everything that's outside this time and space, and just let yourself be clear. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in our lives. And there's a lot going on in our Sangha. I know that Thursday is a meeting to discuss our vision for the future of the Sangha. And that is a complex experience. The change is part of samsara. When we live in time, which is an element of samsara, we have a beginning and an end. And all things in samsara have a beginning and an end. And holding on to things past their time is never a pleasant or a productive experience. And so the learning, part of the lessons of being human, in my opinion, is learning that process of letting go and being with what is. And we come to practice to be with what is and to vision what we want, a world of liberation and freedom for all. And in this, in our human experience, we have many opportunities to practice letting go of things, practice endings, relationships end, jobs end, children grow up, and people die. And we will all make that transition ourselves at some point. And these changes in life are opportunities for us to practice for that, to practice the ultimate kind of letting go. So as we settle in and let in whatever is for us, Karen has put in the chat the prayer document. So go ahead and start entering your prayers. Think about yourself and your needs and the people you're connected to and what we might pray to Medicine Buddha for. We welcome you all. If you're new to Medicine Buddha, be sure and introduce yourself. If you're not new and you want to introduce yourself, please do so. I'll say my name again. I'm Sharon Hill. I'm on Okinichi, Shikori, and Eno lands, now known as Durham, North Carolina. And I will be sharing my practice with you and creating an opportunity for all of us to practice together. The first 15 minutes will be me talking about what's come up for me in practice this week. And then we'll go into practice together. And part of that practice will be the Medicine Buddha chants. And part of that practice will be the prayers. And then we will chant again. And then we'll close with Shanti Deva's prayer. So just continue to breathe and notice what's going on in your body. And notice what's going on in your mind. Practice for me this week has been an opportunity to be with what is going on with me. I had a rather, from the outside looking in, minor experience this week that anybody remember Weebles besides me? The old commercial Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I picture my spiritual life as somewhat of a Weeble, and occasionally things will start my Weeble to wobbling, and it takes me a while to kind of stabilize again, just like the old Weebles. So someone from kind of far in my past, like 35 years ago, reached out to me this week and kind of pushed my Weeble over. And this is a person I hadn't talked to in 35 years, so it was really, I had that what the Buddha describes as the second arrow experience, where I didn't feel like I handled it well, and then I judged myself for not handling it well. So it took me about 3 days to recover from this phone call from someone I haven't seen in 35 years, and obviously, have no serious relationship with. And I, judged myself around that. So and my practice felt hollow when I was kind of wobbling. But I continued to practice because I know enough to know that it's not how practice feels that is the deciding factor about whether it's a good practice or not. So I just continued to practice despite it not feeling like I was doing a good job of practicing. I didn't feel like a good Buddhist or a good practitioner because I was emotionally wobbling. But after about 3 days, it seemed to settle in. And I found some lessons in that because I set some boundaries. This person wanted to continue to engage with me. And I set a boundary and said, no, you contacted me. I hope that you've gotten off your chest, whatever you wanted to get off your chest, but I don't need to discuss this with you. I don't need to convince you to see it my way. I definitely don't need to be convinced to see it your way. So we can just part at this point. And of course, it didn't end there. I got like a 3-page text from the person, but I just sent her back a dove emoji with a olive branch and didn't give her any words to engage with. And in the past, I would not have, it would have taken me longer. I would have tried to convince her that my perspective was right. And I would have had all these conversations with myself, trying to convince me that my perspective was right. And so I was pleased and feel like practice supported me in hearing what she said, acknowledging my response, and holding my response, even though it was wobbly. It was what it was. I was emotionally kind of uh, destabilized by, by this person reaching out, reaching out to offer me unsolicited help that she thought I needed. After 35 years, she was reaching out to help me, and I was not, that was not something I thought I found helpful. So I was able to set a boundary, and part of me still wants to justify that, but I'm continuing to practice and continuing to accept what is, and continuing uh, to value myself enough to say, I don't have to deal with this unpleasant experience and this discomfort, and it's not my place to convince her of anything. So wasn't planning to share that, but that's what came up for me as I was talking about my practice in the last week. So I'm going to move off of that. For anyone who joined, the prayer doc is in the chat, and we're going to just move into some breath practice. And I am in need of kind of a shake to let some things go. And so do what you need to do to get your body as settled as you can get it. And begin to just notice your breath, and notice where your body connects to the earth. And feel that sense of support that the earth always offers to us. The rest of your feet on the ground, or your butt in the chair, or for those of you who are reclining, your body against the what I hope is soft and comfortable support underneath you. And just let yourself settle into that. The earth holds us. We won't fall off the earth. And we can let ourselves rest in our physical body and in the earth. And just continue to notice your breath. And make use of your breath to let go on the out breath of any tension. And on the in breath, to breathe in the support of your benefactors. And for those of you who may not be familiar with benefactor practice, Lama Rod discusses that in the 7 homecomings, and often here, that we have a circle of support that is always with us. And also this week, as I was just going through all of the activities of life, I was struck by, in some rather normal, mundane circumstances, the fact that Medicine Buddha and all of my spiritual guides and angels and supports are always with me. They are always present. Sometimes I am not attending to them consciously, but I have never turned my attention to them when they were not present. Even when my practice was feeling hollow, I was supported, surrounded, and in the presence of divinity, divine support, and many, many spiritual beings. And that is always our condition. We vary in our ability to see or sense or feel or be conscious of that presence. but there's an entourage of beings who have our best interest at heart, who care for us and support us. So on the in breath, I'm just asking you to turn your attention to that and let that nurture and support and the wholeness of that unseen community in. At the same time that you are sitting in this cyber community of support, we are all here for ourselves and for each other to support the practice of liberation. So just sit and let that in, that care, that comfort. And there may be teachings available here. So just listen and attend. The messages may come through your body. If there's any tension or discomfort, just listen to that. And find the place in your body that feels really good right now. And if you can't find somewhere that feels really good, find somewhere that feels really peaceful and at ease. And as you breathe in, care and release anything that needs to be released. Just notice where in your body you're feeling comfort, peace, and maybe even joy. And let's breathe in energy in the form of light. As we bring up an image of Medicine Buddha, standing or sitting or lying across from us, whatever your position, your body position, imagine Medicine Buddha across from you, mirroring that experience. So for me, Medicine Buddha is sitting in a chair facing me. And emanating from Medicine Buddha is an energy of love, compassion, healing, and care. And as I sit and take that in, just continue to breathe and let your body just absorb that energy. And notice what kind of change is occurring as you do that. If you're comfortable, I invite you to just let Medicine Buddha move into your body so that your entire body is housed in Medicine Buddha and Medicine Buddha in you. And just feel the intimacy and immediacy of that care. And if this is comfortable for you, just rest here for a while. And if it's not comfortable, go back to sitting across or lying across or standing across from Medicine Buddha and just feel the energy radiating into you. Practice is an act of agency, so what you choose to participate in is always up to you. Medicine Buddha is gentle and kind and never does anything that you don't allow. So I invite you to allow Medicine Buddha to just bring that energy of healing and care. Lama Rod and the Invitation both have pictures of Medicine Buddha as a blue-skinned deity with kind, soft eyes. And the literature on Medicine Buddha is all about healing and care and compassion. And we take this time to sit in that attention, to just let that care and compassion nurture our bodies, our minds, and our hearts. And before we move into the mantra, let's imagine that this Medicine Buddha shrinks down to the size of our heart space, the chakra in the center of your chest. And all of that energy that was filling your body is now emanating into and from your heart, still filling your body, but just healing any emotional wounds, any fears, any distress. Any detachments, any connections that are draining. Just let your heart fill up and overflow. And if your heart is not full, don't try to overflow the energy. Let it heal what needs to be healed and feel what needs to be filled in you. So often in Western culture, we're taught that it's selfish to take for ourselves. But that's a disempowering lie. We can only give what we have to give. And helping others out of a state, out of depletion, does not serve you or them. The most precious gift you can give the world is your own healed self. Medicine Buddha is abundant. You can't take too much. Medicine Buddha wants to pour into you until you are full. So receive. You can receive as a gift to Medicine Buddha the allowing of Medicine Buddha to fulfill their purpose in being a healing, compassionate entity is fulfilled and satisfied when we participate in that process by allowing ourselves to be healed and liberated. So as we move into the mantra practice, we're going to start with the mantra that invites Medicine Buddha in, Although we've already invited Medicine Buddha in, we're still going to 3 times use the mantra Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha together. And in my practice, I love this mantra because it allows me to be present with Medicine Buddha as a small child tugging on their mother's clothes for attention and asking for their needs to be met. And as my mother was always more than happy to meet my needs, Medicine Buddha is happy to meet our needs. So immediately following this, saying this mantra 3 times, we'll move into the second mantra. So I'm going to start with an Om. And during the Om, I usually reconnect with the earth and the sense of support and the presence of being in my body as part of the earth. And then I move into the mantra. So if you choose to do that, or if you have a different practice, just we will start with an Om. Om. Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha. Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha. Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha. And for those of you who may be new, that translates Medicine Buddha. I pray that you know and look upon me now. And I sometimes substitute other words for know, that you love me, that you care for me. And we will now move into the main mantra. And we'll recite this for a long period of time, maybe as long as 15 minutes if my voice holds up. And if not, I may just silently ask you to continue to recite the mantra, because I want us to bathe in the energy of Medicine Buddha. And again, I'll start with an Om. Om. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Om Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze, Ma Be Kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Tia taon bekanze ma bekanze razasumagata 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 soha. Teata om bekanze ma bekanze razumagatsova. 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 Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze rasumugatsoha. Let's move to the prayer document. Prayers for all practitioners of peace. May we have the resources to heal ourselves as we heal the world until we all are healed. Prayers for my truth and the courage to live it. Prayers for Sharon as she shares her light. Thank you. Prayers for less back pain and less brain fog. Prayers for my beloved cat, Mitsu, who is in her last days. May she suffer as least as possible. May she know that she is loved. May I be open to guidance on how to best support her transition. Prayers for my need to heal quickly after a painful sprain. Prayers for everyone in the Northeast U.S. who is affected by the severe rain and flooding, and for everyone in the Southwest who is affected by the severe heat. Prayers for people around the world who are affected by weather extremes. Prayers for my beloved Ginger and Timmy as they flee to higher ground due to flooding in Vermont. May they be safe and well, and may Ginger not have COVID to boot. Prayers for everyone experiencing conflict, climate change, and migration as the world continues to change. May we all find peace and home. Prayers of appreciation and gratitude for Lama Rod and for Medicine Buddha and Bhumi Sparsha communities, for everyone who keeps all this going. Prayers for my husband Keith and his autoimmune disorder that is getting worse. Prayers for my friends with chronic pain, illness, and disability, and for all people living with such conditions, that we know ease in ourselves and support and acceptance from our families, friends, and communities. Prayers for my patience, resilience, and fortitude as I continue to recover from side effects of a medical procedure. Prayers for my Carla. May her anxiety be softened. May she find clarity after several weeks of fear and sustained dread in the face of familial medical crisis. May her stress-induced symptoms be abated. Prayers for the courage to step into the next move across the country. Prayers for all of those that are struggling with suicidality. May they be touched by our practice and love. Prayers of gratitude for Larry Batson, who was very kind and loving to me and my sisters. Prayers that he has and receives all he needs. Prayers for everyone in Vermont who is being impacted by flooding right now. May all beings be supported in this flooding. Prayers of safe surgery and recovery for my nephew. Prayers of safe removal of all cancer for my beloved Eleanor, that her family and friends get to have her alive and well for years and years to come. Prayers for myself as I go through these dark caves I am in. Prayers of gratitude for all my beloveds, living and spirit. Prayers of protection and guidance for me and all my beloveds. Prayers of guidance as I seek to develop a practice and connect with spirit and others. Prayers that all systems of oppression and violence fall to dust soon and be replaced with systems of love, dignity, and safety. Prayers for Tricia as she navigates illness and the side effects of treatment. Prayers of gratitude and joy from me, for Ms. Aisha's 70th birthday. Oh my, yes, prayers of deep gratitude for Ms. Aisha Ali. Happy birthday. Prayers that my spouse find a job soon. Prayers for relief from my physical symptoms or the spaciousness to cope with them. Prayers for good biopsy results. Prayers for my father, may his anxiety ease and his physical health and stamina improve. Prayers for my dear Dee as she works with the loneliness and isolation of being homebound and living with serious disability. May she have all the human interaction she needs to be fulfilled. Prayers for my husband who passed away on this day 3 years ago. Prayers of courage to open to change and embrace the blessings as well as the sorrow. Prayers for Reverend Steve Peters, a longtime AIDS activist who just entered the BARDA. Prayers for all the people who are trying to help me transform my living situation, that we all have patience and gratitude for what we bring to the situation. May I receive the generosity of others and use it as a ladder. Prayers for folks connected to Gampo Abbey and folks connected to the Sangha of W. Thrangu Rinpoche. Prayers of healing for my mother, Jane Lennon. Prayers for my anxiety, that it may ease. Prayers that I can go with the flow and not panic when my chronic pain gets worse. Prayers for our earth. Prayers for my upcoming trip and for my family, especially my 8-year-old daughter, who will navigate daily life without me for 2 weeks. Prayers that my time away will be fruitful, illuminating, and restful. Prayers for Kara, Sigi, Ada, and Orion. Prayers for Kaj and Susanna. May their health grow better and may they be able to rest and get enough sleep. Prayers for Aaron and Toby, for Sarah, Ima, and her sister, and Rain. Prayers for safety on the road as I make the long drive north. Prayers for continued guidance in my relationships. Prayers for my wife and my mother to get free from emotional disturbances and dualistic delusions between them, as well as every mother and daughter-in-law struggling with difficult relationships. May we all be open-minded and non-judgmental. May all be one family as conscious beings walking on the compassionate footsteps of our Mother Earth. Prayers for Lama Rod in his travels and during his 2-week absence. Prayers for Bhumi Sparsha as we navigate this period of change. Prayers for each of us present today, for those we love and those who love us, and all the unspoken prayers that were present in this space. May Medicine Buddha hear them and touch them and answer them. And we return to the mantra. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teate om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teate be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Rajasumagata soha. And Karen, if you'll post Shanti Diva's prayer, thank you. Before I even asked, my request was answered. We'll recite this 3 times. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. And like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. And lastly, may I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space. Thank you for your practice. Bhumi Sparsha is sustained through generosity. So Karen has posted in the chat an opportunity for us to contribute. And I appreciate your practice. As Megan could attest to, I often say this: it's a good thing it's practice and not performance, because my voice is not supporting me as in the way that I would like this evening. But thank you all for your practice.